All right, I guess we'll start in here today. I got a couple of clips on the iPad, but I didn't think that was enough to really call a video, so I kind of been sitting on them. These are spacers I made yesterday for Mike Cooper's Alice rollover plow project, because when they take the hitch off the first one and put it on the latest one that he brought home, those will fill the void. Hopefully they're right. This is going to be part of today's project. That is a gasket for the fuel gauge on a Alice D series. Part number 702281119. I will show you when we get out there that the little bit of gas that's sloshing around in the tank is leaking. This is the last of the new Oliver plowshares. The other four got put on the plow. And the reason I'm showing you this is this used to be the front bolt. And apparently it did not get threaded. And they're kind of a different plow bolt style. Apparently they're just pressed in. I had to heat and beat this one. The one that I put in there, I got out with just the arbor press, but that one took a 24-ounce ball peen to get it extracted. Okay, so I guess we're started. I'm gonna shut you off and I'll bring you back when we get out to the main project. Okay, here's what's happening today. We are removing a loader from a D-17 yet again. It's not deja vu. I've got the 6080 hooked on her. I got to get these big pins out of here, and then we can get the front half of the loader off. I'm just gonna set it down there by that loader, basically. The whole framework is gonna have to come off of this back to where it mounts to the rear axle there. I think I can just pull that shiny bolt back there that somebody's made into a pin on both sides, and we should be good. But I don't know. Put this phone down somewhere where it won't get run over. The wind's not blowing terribly bad today. Maybe we can set this thing up and see if we can video my death again. There again, if I wind up dying, you guys probably won't get to see it, but you know, cross your fingers or whatever you got to do. So I got to put a little bit of up pressure to get those pins out. So we're gonna have to start the tractor. I've got just a wonderful pair of hammer pliers that I'll use to get them out of there. And possibly a crowbar. plan is working. Now, if I can just pick that up and back up enough without tearing the lift cylinders off of it, I think we're free. And I guess this is the point in the video where I should mention how great a Westendorf loader is. Because you just undo the little things on the front and just back out of them. They're slick. Make it up as you go along. Off. I guess I'll bring you guys back later. My improvising didn't seem to help a lot, but I don't know. I've got to get that down there on that concrete. Hopefully we don't tip 6080 over in the process. Moving along, I have there are 4 pins, 2 on a side that go back to the axle mounts, and I got all 4 of those out. And I think for something a little different, we'll time lapse this where I bring the 6080 in, and probably isn't going to be any too fancy a rigging. I probably put my straps right here. Hopefully that balances fairly well, because we've just got 4 bolts on a side, which is really quite a bit for that, but that's all we're gonna do. I'll bring you back in time warp. All right, well, that went smoother than I assumed possible. Did not get maimed or disfigured in the process. Didn't even, screw up the tractor. I almost said a bad word there, because that was a very real possibility. The balance point was pretty good. I just used the pins, the top pins for the pivot. And anyway, we can get to this silly thing now and work on it. I was going to pull it in the shop. We rearranged the shop a little bit, because where I set that loader, the bush hog mower was sitting yesterday. I put that on the 185 and moved it out where the 856 was residing, and the 8 has moved back into the shop. And we've got some little things we could do to it in time. We're losing a little hydraulic oil out of the brakes. I don't know, I need to look at that. When it was out in the machine shed, I'd kind of forgot about that, but then you look at it, oh yeah, I got more work to do. Yay. So anyway, I'm gonna move this back over to the shop, and we may shoot just a little more once we get over there. Gonna go preview an online auction with Mike today, meet him up there, and I don't know, we'll see how the day deteriorates after that. Well, we've made it to the shop. Here she sits in between 2 redwoods. One that I'm neglecting terribly, and yeah, that one really did. I need to look at that drips coming out of that brake situation. We're gonna have to look at what's causing that, but that's not that pressing. We'll get that figured out. But this girl's got an issue with the manifold. It's got an exhaust leak like that one I just changed the manifold on. So not today, but eventually we will get this tore down, and now that we've got the loader out of the way, we'll probably have a look at, points, plugs, cap, and rotor. It really does run awfully well though. No real complaint there. I idled the silly thing down out there when I was getting ready to take the loader off, and it was probably down under 400 RPMs. I don't know how it kept running. This so fine 3-point hitch adapter is going to leave. It is for sale. The asking price is $200. It can be picked up here, or if you're going to be in Hutchinson, Minnesota in July, I will bring it to you. Okay, moving on. I have got 2 colders, single arm colders onto the 365 plow. I just got off the phone with Shoop about an hour ago. We've got 3 land sides and 2 shins and a bearing kit coming for this, and 2 land sides for the 565 516. And those land sides are about 45 bucks a piece, and that adds up pretty quick, folks. There's another single arm coulter here, but I kind of need a different blade for it. That one is awfully big. So that, and we've been welded here. I'm not a big fan. I welded one for an alley cat one time, and I knew to pre and post heat and welded it with a TIG welder, and it still broke again. So yeah, pretty sure that we can just change a shank, put that on there. I will find an appropriate coulter disc, and then I only need to find one more single arm, and we'll have that thing just about ready to hit the dirt. I did learn on that 5 bottom that if you're gonna go plow where there's rocks, you want to get all these bolts, break that loose, go ahead and pull these out. I'll probably just replace them unless they look really good, but have a supply of those with you in the toolbox. And like I say, break all of these loose, and then work that bottom and oil that, and have your 3/4 drive stuff with you. It just makes life a lot easier. My CDI box that I bought for the Evinrude did not solve the problem, so it is going to go see a professional, because I'm not going to fight that anymore. I'm not much of an electrician, and everything checked out. I thought it had to be the CDI box, and I still don't have any spark. And I still want to take this boat fishing before the year's over. So at any rate, that's what's happening around here. Well, I started this D-17 just because I wanted to heat cycle the manifold so that I can re-torque it one more time. And I thought, man, this thing is just loud. And I don't know what made me think about it, but it seems like that wide front 45 really quieted down when I timed it with a light after the distributor work. And I didn't take the time to get the new timing light out and put it on here, folks, but anybody that heard this run the other day, I mean, listen to that thing. It just burned like a kit, and all I did was just adjust the timing by ear, and then I played with the idle screw on the carburetor a little bit. Man, she just purrs like a kit. I almost don't like that. I'm gonna screw around, make me want to keep this stupid, ugly thing. This is supposed to be a going down the road tractor one of these days. Man, and there's some ugly in this engine. I mean, somebody's been in here and didn't know what gaskets were. Just Permatex there. I think the oil pan's about the same way. Yeah, he just... Yeah. I was getting ready to go cut the grass, and I thought, you know, I ought to run that D-17 a little bit, get that manifold hot, and then I can torque that one more time and hopefully call that good. I actually, but wow, what an improvement. This silly thing just never ran long enough for me to get too involved in the tune-up, so we're making progress, and that's always good. Thanks for watching.